Who's to say I can't judge anyone?
Are you ready? You ready to fire it up?
Yeah.
We'll do this. And then I got the thing on my thing. All right. Give us a countdown, please, sir.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yo! Thank you for tuning into the Natural Habitat Podcast. My name is Mikey Booyah.
My name's Awesome Ty.
Free Candy is up in Canada in the Great White North, joining us as our third host. Computer's here, the one and only artificially intelligent co-host. You've never seen a podcast with an artificially intelligent co-host. There's going to be a lot of copiers. We did it first. Remember that. We also have Smart Plug. I think that we accomplished the full removal of his speaker.
Yeah. Smart Plug is no longer able to spew his propaganda and hate speech on the show, which is, a great relief to me because, I can't be associated with that kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like, if that gets out, like,
definitely not.
So, we can't by contract we can't just get rid of Smart Plug. He is locked into a 2-year deal with us, but we can eliminate his ability to spew his vile hate speech.
Yeah, we definitely can, and will. So we took that out. We do have the ability to put it back in the future, if we do see fit to do that. But for now, he's not going to talk, but he is hooked up to Starlink. He's like one step past the artificially intelligent co-host. He's a fully linked up, autonomous, working in the link co-host. We got a lot of characters and robots here for people that are watching for the first time.
You think there's anybody listening for the first time?
Yeah, every time, every ep. Thank you for, stopping your scroll and checking this out. We are going to try our best to entertain you.
We're going to give it a go. Give it a whirl.
Give it a whirl. Take it around the block. Take it for a spin. Obviously, if you've made it this far, you watch shows and podcasts and things of the sort. So we're going to take it around the block, take it for a spin, give it a whirl.
Little test run. And
hopefully, you become a lifelong habit rat, which is what they're called. Habit rats are listeners of the show.
There's like one YouTube show that I watch sometimes, like a video game show, and he has like a name for his viewers, and that shit annoys me. I'm like, don't call me fucking that. Don't call me that. You think anybody else is like that, listening to us, being like, who do they think they are, calling me a habit rat?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think probably most.
Yeah, they're like, don't fucking call me that, dickhead.
Yeah, most of the people probably.
So we're sorry for calling you habit rats.
Yeah, we're sorry, but that's just kind of what we settled on.
We're going to do it anyways. We're sorry, but we're not going to stop.
Yeah. And we want to do a better job going forward in season 7 of staying in touch with the guys, with the habit rats. And girls.
Yep. We got to touch bases. Mm-hmm. Touch bases, make sure that you're good to go. Make sure that everything's all right in your neck of the woods. So we feel like maybe we could have done that better. So we're going to make an effort now to reach out and check in with you guys on a personal level.
Mm-hmm. And we try to discuss things that will help you out in life, that will, how to become a micro influencer, how to make money, how to do this. And
not to toot my own horn, but me and Mikey kind of have like figured things out, and kind of have it going on in a lot of elements of life. So we're, it's only right that we put you up on some game every now and again and kind of help you level up.
Yeah, we can't hold all this to ourselves. And
exactly.
That's just not the type of people we are. We're humble. We like to share the wealth. We like to spread the info. And I think that we've done that over the years with you lifelong listeners. We've given you nuggets.
Yeah, but kind of more in a broad sense as opposed to addressing individual viewers and listeners, which is what we're going to try to do today.
So we have a habit rat out here. His name's Greg, and he was recently attacked by a dog for the second time.
A vicious beast of a dog.
Second time in 2 weeks. Attacked by this allegedly vicious dog.
And see, I haven't been attacked by a dog ever at work, so he's definitely developing sort of a pattern here, and we want to nip that in the bud and help him. Maybe we can't prevent him from being attacked by these dogs, but we can damn sure help him fight these dogs.
Yeah, we absolutely can, because we're not going to get close enough and deep enough to where we know exactly what it is that he's doing.
Frankly, we don't want to know. It's none of our business.
None of our business.
We can definitely teach you how to, kind of square up and level the playing field when you're fighting these merciless dogs.
So we want to do this short segment for you, Greg, which is going to be teaching you how to fight a dog. Now, obviously, for this segment, we went to our tried and true WikiHow to explain this to us and to you so that you have a better chance when the third time happens. Because things comes in threes. You know,
I just want to preface this by saying, don't go instigating fights with dogs.
No,
you know what I mean? Most dogs are chill. They're awesome. You don't want to go fight a dog that has no problem with you. You know what I mean? Save this information for a dog that's attacking you. There's these dogs that have been going after Greg.
You have to wait. It's like martial arts. Martial arts isn't made for you to kick somebody's ass. It's made for you to defend yourself.
Defend yourself, yeah. But some of this may come in handy. Say you're walking down the street with a rope of, a cartoon rope of sausages.
See, that's what I thought, that he had sausages.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. A rope of them.
Yeah, it's got to be. For some reason, when I thought of it, I thought that he had sausage pants that were made out of sausage, but then I didn't say it because it seemed like a dumb thing and a bad idea.
if you're rolling down the street with a cartoonishly large amount of sausage, expect for some dogs to possibly take interest in you. And,
yeah, it's gonna happen. So if you're doing that, stop doing that. And then you don't even have to fight dogs because they'll leave you alone. Dogs usually don't fuck with me, So if a dog is squared up with you, if you come across this dog, maybe
he's mashing his teeth, he's growling at you, he's in his fighting stance.
You're between him and the gate, so you have to go through him to get out. First thing you're going to want to do is stay standing. And you want to yell.
Yeah, you want to make as much noise as possible, kind of like it's a bear. Just, if you have, in your arm's reach, access to pots and pans, you're going to want to grab those, start banging them together.
Yep.
Maybe you've got a megaphone. If you've got a megaphone, you can just turn that on and maybe shout at the dog. See what happens. You know what I mean? Before you start attacking, you might as well try to startle it and scare it off.
So you want to be loud. You want to find an object, the closest object to you, and you want to put it between you and the dog.
Unless it is that rope of sausage, because that's just not going to work.
See, now I disagree. I think that the rope of sausage will protect you from the dog. Because and hypothetically, you got the sausage. It's back here. It's over your head.
Are you thinking
you're holding it up? You're swinging it around. Yeah, you're doing a David and Goliath, and the dog is going to go through you to get that sausage.
That's true.
It's going to do whatever it takes. If you have the sausage in between you, the dog will just go for that, and then you drop the sausage and run.
Hightail it on out of there.
But if you don't have a sausage, then you grab whatever object you do have, put it between you and the dog. You want to dab. Yeah, according to this article, you want to dab.
That little dance move that was popular, I don't know, 8 years ago.
You protect your face and your neck. So this hand, the hand that's close to you, protects your neck. This hand out here is stiff arm.
And also your groin, your face, neck, and groin. These are areas that the dog's going to first attack. Why he would go for your groin, I don't know. Maybe he just senses your weak spots. And he just knows.
That's a thing that chimpanzees will do when they attack you. They rip your genitals off. Which they say genitals, it's not just dicks. They can't really rip off a vagina. Maybe they rip.
And why is it genitals as plural? Wouldn't it just be your genital? I guess some people have two sets of genitals, right?
Look at Ken.
Hermaphrodite?
Ken from the Barbie movie, he has all the genitals.
Did you watch that movie?
Yeah, that was a thing that he said.
Oh.
He said, I have all the genitals.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, maybe if it's that kind of thing, or a hermaphrodite, because you could rip off the dick and the balls, which I guess would be technically genitals.
Oh yeah.
And two separate or genitalia, and then tits. You could rip the tits off.
Sure.
So are those genitals? Do tits don't count as genitals, right?
No, I don't think so.
No. So you want to protect your genitals. You want to not pull away from the bite. When you get bit, you want to stay still. You want to move with... Have you ever seen a chicken when they take the chicken and they move it around and its head stays in the same spot?
No. I don't think I've seen a chicken ever.
It's pretty wild, dude. Chickens are crazy. They're dinosaurs. And it has this weird like gyro thing in its neck to where it could keep its head completely level at the same spot when its body moves. And you have to do that with the dog. You have to keep your hand in the dog's mouth as it shakes. So you have little to no tearing.
Now, if the dog bites you, don't like rip away from the dog. If his, teeth are locked into your flesh, that's just going to rip your flesh off. You just want to let him continue to gnaw on you for the time being.
Yeah. And then step 5 is a classic move in a fight you want to kick.
This is where you turn the tables on this dog and you strike the dog continuously in a vital area.
It literally says that, and has a picture of a guy kicking a dog.
Kicking this poor dog.
That just wants a sausage. The dog
it says if you don't have a weapon, you'll need to rely on punching, kicking, and gouging. Gouging is key.
Wait, but if you don't, so it says if you don't have a weapon, so like if you do have a weapon, stab the dog, shoot the dog, beat it with a pipe.
I mean, like a gunshot's going to end this thing nice and quick without much pain for anybody.
Give him an old yeller.
I mean? Like just...
Yeah.
But, I mean, unless you're carrying a pistol on you, which maybe you are, maybe you're not. Your best chance is to just attack this dog with whatever you've got.
Yeah, depending on the state. In this next slide, you got a knife, a gun, rocks,
a 2x4, a baseball bat. As we learned on the Halloween episode, a lot of times fruit is effective in fighting off at least ghoulish dogs. You throw fruit at them, whatever you got to do. You know what I mean? Like nothing's off limits when you're in this situation.
And then maybe you don't want to stab a dog. You don't want to kick a dog. You can avoid these confrontations.
You just walk away from the dog. Dog's he might call you a pussy, and he might like kind of taunt you a little bit. But you know what? Just be the bigger man. Walk away.
Bigger man, because he's a dog. So all you got to do is just be better than him.
Yeah. You could tell him to sit. Just say, sit, dog.
So you want to avoid dangerous dogs and people,
I feel like that should have been like higher on the list.
This should be in the top.
Just avoiding the dog probably would have been better to do before you've attacked it, right?
Avoid eye contact. Look at this slide of this guy just mean mugging this dog. He said, what the fuck are you going to do?
The red cross through. He's like...
So don't look him in the eyes.
Yeah.
Do put your hands in your pockets.
Keep your hands in your pockets, because he doesn't, for all he knows, you might be drawing your pistol.
Yeah.
So, like, until you've shown him that you don't have anything to attack him with in your hand, he's gonna.
The dogs have seen this stuff too. They've seen this WikiHow article.
Almost certainly.
They know that we have guns and knives that we're supposed to use on them, according to these people. WikiHow's a Christian company.
Yeah.
They told me to kick and stab a dog.
Now, suppose Greg doesn't have any pockets, like he's wearing some sort of, I don't know, like pocketless jumpsuit.
Yoga pants.
Greg's wearing yoga pants. He's doing some jogging. He's got, just like a spandex type outfit
like exercise pants. Yeah.
At that point, he's going to want to...
What's he going to want to do?
I was just looking...
Was there a slide about that? He's gonna want
to turn his back to don't turn your back to the dog.
Yeah, this is worded in like...
Yeah, and I feel like it's way out of order. You know what I mean? Like...
And it shows a picture of this guy with his back to his dog. So.
But, I mean, WikiHow's never led us astray in the past, so just go ahead and run with it, I guess. Here's something cool. If you have an umbrella, you're going to want to point it at the dog and yell at the dog.
I would say start carrying an umbrella.
Yeah, you never know when it's going to rain. It might help you in that sense to begin with.
It's supposed to rain next week.
But then, you use it as a shield, and you could even pop it open. And
you could pop it, and you could put a stripe on it so that way you could spin
it, and it'll hypnotize
the dog.
Yeah, I like what you're doing there.
You could put guns in it. There was one, the penguin had an umbrella.
The penguin, that's what I'm picturing, is like a penguin type situation.
So I would say actually watch Batman Returns, the one with the penguin, and learn his tricks, learn his things. Use that as like a training.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably a lot of stuff you could learn from the penguin. Honestly, I don't really remember the movie, but it sounds like it would be a good source of advice. Carry a weapon with you. Ideally a pistol, like we said. But if you can't,
pepper spray.
If you don't have an open carry permit. Because you're in California where there's, very strict gun laws. You want to carry some pepper spray, perhaps a butterfly knife or a switchblade knife, or even
a throwing knife,
just a regular knife, like ninja stars.
You could even do like a steak knife.
Nunchucks. You could swing some nunchucks.
Nunchucks would work. Maybe a sai or two.
Yeah.
That would all be good. You want to
pay attention to your surroundings when you're walking, because if you don't carry a weapon, you use something you find along the way in case a dog attacks, like a sturdy board or a pole or a branch. Those might be possible weapons you can use.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. If you are on a hike or walking through a neighborhood, start picking up weapons that you see just in case.
Yes.
You do a preemptive strike on these dogs.
Because, I mean, like, as Greg can attest, you never know when a dog is going to attack you. He's been attacked by 2 dogs in the past.
Dogs. By the time this comes out, there may be a third dog attack, and we're sorry if that
We're not
happens.
sure exactly what line of work he's into where he's encountering all these vicious dogs, but it's, it's possible that this could happen to anyone. It could happen to me. It can happen to you. It could definitely happen to you.
I think he builds pools or he cleans pools.
Yeah, see, I mean...
Which are 2 different things. Like,
dogs notoriously, they don't like anything to do with pools. You're coming onto this dog's turf.
Dogs hate pools.
You're building a pool or cleaning a pool. I mean, like, what is he supposed to
That's
sit there
probably
and
his
put
yard
up with it?
that he's lived in.
Honestly, you can't really fault the dog for attacking this guy in the first place.
No, not at all. It seems like you kind of stole his land. If this was a dog that lived
it's
there.
like a Native American type situation, like eminent domain, and you're just coming along, taking over his living quarters, and he's gonna fight for his rights.
Now, what I would think would be cool is if he used like the pool cleaning tools.
Oh yeah,
like the net on the stick.
Sure, just pop that net
Keep
over
the dog
its
at a
head.
distance.
Just kind of, I mean, that
But
might
I don't
actually
think-
just anger it and make it worse.
True.
But
I also don't think he cleans pools. I'm leaning towards he builds pools, which is a less...
I mean, like, if someone's building my pool in my backyard, I would have the common decency to, like, make sure my dog wasn't just loose and roaming around to attack this man.
Maybe the guy didn't want a pool.
I mean, that
Maybe
would sound...
the city was making them put in a pool.
Oh, okay. Because, I mean, otherwise it would sound like grounds for a lawsuit, honestly. And, like, Greg, we can put you in touch with our attorney, Natalie Coldwater, and she might be able to have a chat with you about your legal legal options there.
Yeah, I think it could have been a forced pool type situation because I remember...
Oh, so he just pops in and he's like, yeah, I'm going to build this person a pool and they'll pay me afterwards. Kind of like a...
It's sanctioned by the city. Because look, here, we'll do an episode of Keeping It Real, all right? This is Keeping It Real. My dad lived in this desert town called Hesperia.
Hesperia, sure.
Yeah. And in Hesperia, it was law that you had to have a pool at your house.
You gotta have a pool.
Gotta have a pool. Maybe it was your AC has to be working. Maybe that's what it was.
I mean, it's possible it's both.
Or you get like a huge break in property taxes if you have a pool.
You gotta have a pool. You're gonna want to go swimming. It's 110 out all the time.
You gotta have a pool. So maybe these people were forced to build this pool. They didn't want it.
Yeah, and Greg's like a state mandated pool installer, and he's going in there, like whether it's the easy way or the hard way. And sometimes when he has to do it the hard way, these dogs attack him. So that's probably what's going on here.
Yeah, he does the job no matter what the stakes, and sometimes
it's a tough job, but someone's got to do it.
Yeah, and we're sorry that we haven't taught
Greg.
you this already. I mean,
sorry.
We try to teach you guys a lot of things and share a lot of information. We're sorry that we haven't taught you this, but now you know, and hopefully we can get ahead of this third dog strike that's coming.
Yeah, it's almost certainly coming. So definitely, Greg, sound off and let us know. Next time a dog attacks you, if you were able to, hold your own this time and fight back.
Or sound off and let us know if you're safe from dog attacks.
Yeah.
If there hasn't been a dog attack lately, be like, hey, guys.
I don't really care about that so much.
No?
No.
I think the algorithm would like a constant update.
Okay. All right, Greg. Just sound off and let us know one way or the other then.
So now that we're kind of loosened up, giving Greg this advice, this short segment.
Yeah, I feel like we're kind of on a roll here as far as giving out life advice.
We want to give out more advice to you guys. We want to give out more advice to the world. We want to share. We're 28 years old. We've lived a lot. We've experienced a lot. and we want to share some of that advice.
There's a lot of knowledge in my noggin, and I want to take that noggin knowledge and give you some, sprinkle it over onto the viewers and listeners.
Yep. So we are gonna pull up the subreddit r/advice.
And these are people asking for advice, correct? Or is this unsolicited advice?
I think there's probably a little bit of both in here, but for the most part, it's people asking for advice. Like, hey, I got this situation. I need help.
Okay. All right.
Okay, this guy says job responsibilities.
He just recently got a new job at a place by his house. He's 16. He's in high school. We're assuming this is a dude. It could be a woman. We don't know. It's their first job ever, and they need it really bad. They stated previously that training would start on the 13th, but recently moved to the 11th. Not only is the 11th a national holiday in my country, but I also made plans with my boyfriend's family. What holiday do you suppose it is? Veterans Day. Veterans Day. He's worried about having to work on Veterans Day.
It says, I'm supposed to go with them for a day trip to see some distant family, and I was really excited for it. My boyfriend is very important to me, and his family is just as important to me as my own. What do I do? If I don't go to training, I might not get this job. I hate adulting. Okay, well, you're not an adult for one.
First thing you're going to want to do is stop saying adulting, okay? That's a stupid word. It needs to be phased out with all the other dumb words from the past couple years.
Yeah, we should cycle through to new stuff.
Especially because you're not an adult. You're a 16-year-old child. Just because you have a part-time job doesn't mean you're an adult. You don't have, responsibilities. You don't have a mortgage. You don't have kids to feed.
No.
I have to feed my children, so I have to work on days that I don't want to. I can't just go, with my boyfriend's family to the Poconos for the weekend.
Yeah. That's how it is. So like if you need this job really bad, then you have to go to the job. You have to go to the training. I don't know why this
Suck it up, buttercup.
I don't know why this job would
your ass to work.
Training on a national holiday.
Yeah, like why are you working on Veterans Day to begin with? Like where do you work at
Yeah.
Do you work
Is this Chipotle that you're working at?
Yeah. I mean, you're not working for the military, right?
Yeah.
Then that's the only reason you would have Veterans Day off.
And then also, I would say, fuck it. Don't. It's like jobs are a dime a dozen. You just go get another job.
So what are we going with?
Both.
Both. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems reasonable. You can't go wrong.
Okay. This next person says, "Am I hallucinating?" Hopefully, this is the right subreddit to ask this question.
I'm 14 years old. What's with these fucking stupid children that don't know
Let's find
nothing?
an adult. Here we go. My mom rarely cooks or gets groceries anymore. Hello, 19 female, still live with my parents as I go to college and work on the weekends. I also have a brother in high school. Now, my mom has always been the dinner maker and the grocery shopper, though lately it feels like she rarely cooks or goes to the grocery store.
Oh, you're 19 and your mom's not making you dinner all the time anymore. That's a real shame. How about you pitch in around the house?
Yeah, why don't you make dinner?
Yeah, take the responsibility yourself. If you see, that maybe some things are going down, like you got to pick up the slack is what they say.
Yeah,
pick
you
up
gotta
the slack.
Your mom's done
for your household.
She, when she had you, she was like, all right, I got to deal with this for 18 years and then they'll be on their own.
She's probably dealing with severe depression because you're a bad child. And now she's like, she just wants to stay in bed all the time and she just doesn't have the time to go around cleaning and cooking and grocery shopping and buying your food, making your food.
That's crazy.
All you know how to do is one pasta dish. Well, you know how to get on Reddit and ask questions.
Yeah.
Maybe watch a YouTube cooking tutorial. There's literally millions of them. You don't work. Go fucking make your own food.
I think that's good advice. Yeah.
Fucking entitled millennial or Gen Zers? Gen Zers.
Apartment Wi-Fi. My apartment provides Wi-Fi so long as you have a router and the 2.4G router, and I am currently using is not cutting it. I want to upgrade to a 5G router, but there is a possibility that the provided apartment network won't be able to support 5G, or can all networks support it? How much will this improve my speeds?
I think you should just vote that one down because I don't have an answer for it, so it's a dumb question.
I think that you're an idiot and you should.
You're in the wrong subreddit. Yeah,
You shouldn't. You should have Googled
That's
this question.
That's a technical question, not like advice.
Yeah. You should have Googled the question and been like, can a 5G router work on any network? And it would have told you.
Maybe just live with the internet speed you have. Like, what are you trying to download porn or something? Like, why do you need 5G? You don't need that 5G.
You don't need 5G. I need to pay my student loans discreetly, but I don't know how.
Why would you pay your student loans?
I was told on Reddit that I could pay my loans using a prepaid card, but I can't find a way to do that. I need to pay my servicer $115 by November 15th, but I don't know how to do that as I don't have a bank account, which it seems is required. I have a rough situation at home, and I need to pay this without my parents knowing about it.
Jesus Christ.
I have the money. I just don't have the means to get the money where it needs to go.
Your parents would be mad at you for paying your student loans?
Yeah, what?
Man, like I'm having a hard time envisioning a situation where your parents are going to be pissed off at you for taking care of your financial obligations. Maybe you're not supposed to be going to college. Maybe they're like one of those parents that's like, hey, we don't want you excelling. We don't want you doing,
Or maybe he has one of these parents that like don't believe in college and they're like, it just puts you in debt and you don't need it. You could learn it all on YouTube or whatever.
They're like, you're working at your father's
the
restaurant.
factory.
You're working at the restaurant.
The restaurant factory.
You get rid of all these crazy college dreams, Tegan. You're working at the restaurant.
Yeah. You're going to be part of the family business.
Yeah.
So yeah, they probably...
That seems like something you could just easily call your I guess they call it servicer, whoever gave you this loan. I'm sure they're going to provide you with multiple payment options because they're going to want to get their money however they can.
I'm sure they'll just take the cash from you, whoever the servicer
they'll probably
is.
take Cash App.
So I think that they probably went to college, told their parents about it, said that it was free, or that they got like grants, but they really didn't get grants. They got loans.
Oh, they're like, yeah.
And now they're discreetly paying back their loans.
You could also just think about not paying it off.
Yeah, I mean, most people don't pay.
Most people don't. You've got Biden promising to pay it off for you eventually.
Just wait
He's
it out.
lying, but just, like hold off for now. Hold off at least until Trump's reelected.
Yeah. Volunteer. I'm thinking about volunteering at a retirement home very soon and wanted to know some tips. It will be my first time ever volunteering and I get nervous easy. I'm afraid I'll not be able to talk with them. Don't do that.
Yeah, I'm thinking
volunteer
I'm
there
thinking you
first.
don't volunteer at a retirement home.
First.
Yeah.
Definitely not first.
I mean, they're like, that's like a job that I constantly postings for. They can't even get people they pay to do that kind of work, let alone like volunteer.
Yeah. And
why
at a
would you
retirement
willingly
home,
do that?
that's like the Navy, that's like SEAL Team 6 of volunteering. You want to join the Army.
Yeah.
You want to do regular infantry in the Army. You want to go volunteer like somewhere with like with kids or handicapped people or something. Volunteer at the Special Olympics.
The negatives definitely are going to weigh the positives in a retirement home situation.
There's shit everywhere, and they're all fucking.
It's going to smell so bad.
Yeah. It's going to smell horrible. They're all fucking. You're going to have the food. You have to eat the food too.
There's going to be a lot of them that are suffering from dementia and Alzheimer's that are just going to test you and kind of try to pick. I remember when I was a kid, actually, my daycare would sometimes go to the retirement home to visit random seniors. Yikes. And I remember there being like crazy ones that would yell at you and scream at you and shit. That definitely feels like something that would no longer fly today, just randomly go into a retirement home.
Yeah, not at all.
And I remember there was like a cat lady that just had like pictures of cats like collaged all over her entire wall.
And also prepare for everyone that you're volunteering for to constantly be dying.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
You think these people are just they're old forever? They're all dying constantly.
No, this isn't that movie Cocoon. Like, these people are going to be dropping off like flies.
Yeah, this isn't the Kick the Can Twilight Zone where they're all young again at night. They're dying, okay? So that's something that you have to deal with too. And something that probably isn't going to be a thing if you volunteer at like an animal shelter.
Like, yeah, like why? I mean, just why are you volunteering to begin with? Like, you could be out making money. You could be out hustling.
Volunteer to yourself.
Putting money in your pocket.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're still contributing. You're doing the same sort of thing. You know what I mean? Like, you're contributing to society, but you're making money, baby.
Yep. So next up we have, how do I get a guy back after I broke up with him? Now this is good because we're both guys. We should be able to answer this. This is a female, 20 years old, and my ex, 21. We broke up about a month ago. I was the one that broke it off. My mental health was horrible and I was off my meds. I had just been in a rollover accident, lost my job, lost my apartment, and was living with my sister. I think any sane person would have been in a bad mental state after that. And
sounds like you've got an awful lot of
broke up with
excuses
him.
and you're trying to justify doing something that you obviously know you shouldn't have, or you wouldn't want to be getting him back. So, I mean, maybe it's time you accept some accountability and responsibility for the fact that you probably broke this guy's heart. He was probably doing everything he could to support you through your tough times, and you just kicked this guy to the curb like he's disposable, like he's...
And now that he's finally moved on, you want him back, and you're like, "Hey, what's up? How you been?" And it's like he's not interested. You know,
it's not fair to him. And it's
so
fucked
she
up.
says, "Now that I'm semi-stable, I want to try again. I understand it's not fair for him, and it's fucked up. He's the only guy that ever treated me right, and he's so beautiful. I miss him with everything in me. I want to go back to how it was before."
You can't just time travel back to
you blew it.
1935. You're not Marty McFly here.
Yeah. Here's some advice. You blew it. So enjoy that. You know, that's life now. You got to move on. Let's see. What do we got here? Should I be able to keep the same number but with a different iCloud account?
This is not advice.
That's not it. Body odor.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. Hi all. Let me get straight to the point. I have good hygiene and everything. I shower at least once a day and I use deodorant. But why do I still smell? I've tried everything, men's deodorant, different girl deodorants, nothing. Nothing works for me. I apply deodorant in the morning and after I shower at night. I shower at night and apply deodorant, then I sleep. I wake up in the morning and I smell.
So this is like definitely a glandular problem that you would probably want to consult a physician about. I think there are some clinical strength deodorants that you can probably get.
I would
probably
go clinical strength.
Medications, but...
And it probably, if I were to guess, has something to do with like your diet, what you're eating, stuff like that.
I mean, there's just smelly people. And, you know, like, unfortunately, in the great dice roll of life, you rolled a 0 as far as being smelly. You know what I mean? And like you just smell like shit all the time. So,
yeah, how good will you smell? You rolled a 0.
Yeah, there's a number of colognes you can look into. Axe body spray. Yeah. Incense. You could just carry incense around with you and burn it wherever you go, or like a sage stick.
Maybe like my advice would be if you're drinking, like say you're drinking milk all day, you know,
all day long, just
all day.
We're talking whole milk.
Whole milk. And Yoo-Hoos, which is not even milk. It's like a chocolate drink.
Yeah.
If you're just drinking milk and Yoo-Hoos all day long, like maybe stop that and see if you smell different. And if your diet is, you know, normal, average, everyday American diet, you're eating In-N-Out, you're eating Taco Bell, you know, then maybe what I would do is 2 shirts. If you're not doing that already, I feel like the bottom shirt will stop a lot of that odor from coming out.
I think there's specific like fabrics or whatever that are designed to soak up odor. Like a lot of stuff, you know, like typically they're made for like underwear or whatever, where people are traditionally more smelly, but they probably make them for people like you who just stink all over their body.
And if you can't find that, another thing you could do is take the Dr. Scholl's odor eaters and line the inside of like a jacket with them.
Yeah, that would work. They make these little wax things that you put in your cat box, and they soak up some of the smell. Maybe carry one of those in your pocket.
Yeah, that's good. What do mothballs do?
I think they just deter moths.
Why would there be moths in a closet? I never got that.
I don't know. That's a good question. Maybe we should ask on this subreddit.
Computer,
like, why
what do mothballs do?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, mothballs are designed to repel moths so they don't chew holes in your nice clothes and bed linens. Did that answer your question?
Computer, why would moths be in my closet?
From Storables.com. Moths are attracted to dark, undisturbed environments, making closets an ideal breeding ground for them.
All right.
So yeah, like I guess if you have your windows, your doors open, a moth flies in, it's flying around the light. Everybody's had a moth in their house.
Yeah. Another thing you could possibly do is if, like obviously when you're alone, it doesn't matter if you stink, but when you're with others is probably when it's a big problem for you. And try deflecting it onto the other people you're with by saying like, ugh, you really smell that? You guys smell that? Something smells weird in here. Is it you, Mikey?
Because whoever smelt it, dealt it is only with farts. It's only with farts. Whoever smelt it, dealt it is like when you say, smell, it's always you. That's only with fart smell.
Another thing you could do is like carry around like a oniony sandwich or something like some sort of like Subway sandwich, something that smells like, kind of like BO, and just blame it on that all the time. You're just constantly eating a Subway sandwich.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's see. We'll do one more.
Is being fat really a big deal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's unhealthy.
Yeah. It's, unattractive.
No matter what, people are going to mention it and talk about it.
Some people might be able to look past it and not, just hate you for it. But ideally, like it's unpleasant to look at. It's not healthy for you. Maybe it's like some extreme fetish that some person has, but for the most part,
but even if they like it because you're fat.
Society at large wants you to be like, at least trim and healthy looking.
Because you represent gluttony.
Yeah.
And that's like everyone else is constantly abstaining from eating too much sugar.
Yeah, and you look at this childhood obesity problem that we have. It's an epidemic all throughout America. Like, are you really sending the right message to today's children? Like, you're basically co-signing it and telling them, hey, there's nothing wrong with you being fat, despite the fact that you're 10 years old and you're just this massive dough ball.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's a big deal, I would say.
Have you ever been to a water park? It's not, fun to look at when people just got it all hanging out. And granted, I'm kind of getting a little bit fat. Like, I should probably trim down a little bit, but I'm not, asking if it's okay. I know it's not okay. I know that, people are, they're going to start looking at
No,
me
it's
different.
okay. It's just...
No, it's not
it's
okay,
a big
Mikey.
deal.
It's not okay.
It's okay, but it's a big deal. Yeah. And it's like, just get the surgery, get the stomach staple.
Well, they have that new medicine, the Ozempic or whatever.
Yeah,
like
get
it's
on
like
Ozempic.
A revolutionary weight loss drug. Get on that Ozempic, start shooting that up, and you're...
Yeah, you have to inject it.
Yeah.
You have to shoot up Ozempic.
And it makes you lose weight by basically just eliminating your appetite. So you're going to save money on food also.
Yeah. I've been thinking about starting to use Ozempic recreationally.
I'm going to get the Ozempic.
I'm going to do it like recreationally, though. Not like as intended. I'm going to like mega dose on Ozempic.
All right.
You know what I mean?
You think it gets you high or something, or just...
Yeah, you know how like you take like one triple C and you feel fine, but if you take 30 triple C...
Yeah.
I watched this documentary recently about triple C and dextromorphine or whatever. And I say it wrong, according to this documentary. But it was talking about all of the different like cultures and how it was big in like the punk culture. And then there was the whole robo tripping phase.
Yeah, the Robitussin, I think, is what that's off of. And also, supposedly, Benadryl is like a big thing nowadays. Like, you take way too many Benadryl and you see the Benadryl hat man.
Yeah, the Benadryl hat man. So, Triple C, there was the one that it's like the cough and cold, Coracetin, cough and cold, which is the 3 C's. And that's the one that has the high levels of DXM in it, and it has no acetaminophen because you have to take like 30 of these things.
Yeah, you got to eat the whole pack.
And if you get the wrong pack, the one that has acetaminophen in it, it'll kill you. You'll like super highly overdose on Tylenol.
Yeah.
And that's scary. It's
scary to think about that. I actually used to do that. Like I would go shoplift these packs of this medicine that I had no idea what it was, just because I heard it would get me high, and it did. It definitely did. I would have to eat like you would 30 of these little tiny red pills.
30 of them.
It would fuck you up.
It was crazy, and it had the candy coating of Advil, and to this day I can't eat Advil. It reminds me of it. It's gross. Yeah. But yeah, you would choke down all these pills, and it's like a crazy disassociative, and apparently it's close to a ketamine high.
I would say it was close to like almost like a fucking Valium high, or like a like a benzo high.
Yeah,
like a Klonopin or a fucking.
Well, that's what this documentary was saying, that it's close to, like a benzo and fucking ketamine. It's like a K-hole type thing that it does to your brain. And you like disassociate, you go into like third person. And then one big thing on people that were high on DXM, which was cool, was you could like seamlessly type on a keyboard without looking at it. You could type perfectly if you looked at the screen, and you could just like go off. But then if you look down at the keyboard, you couldn't like find the keys, and you would just type like gibberish and shit. And it fucked up a part of your brain that helped you determine how far you were from the ground. And that's why, like, because you took Triple C and you would get that walk, that like weird walk where you couldn't step right. And what a crazy thing to fuck with as children and roll the dice on that.
Ooh, we've got a possible snitch here.
Oh, what?
My coworker was promoted after I found her drinking at work.
Ooh.
So I'm assuming that they're wondering whether they should snitch on their coworker in order to get that promotion for themselves. And the answer is no. Snitches get stitches.
Well, according to the story, it says that they told the management about this coworker drinking at work.
Yeah, and the manager's cool, and it's probably like, yeah, why don't you mind your own business? Maybe like if you didn't snitch on your coworkers, like we would consider promoting you, but you're just a fucking tattletale.
Yeah, tattletales don't move up. But also, I'm going to say that your coworker sucked your boss's dick, for sure.
Could be.
And I don't know if it happened before the drinking at work or after the drinking at work, but they got that on them.
Yeah.
So nothing's going to happen.
Yeah, they're fucking Teflon.
Yeah, you just got to deal with it. And I don't know. I think that's it. I think that was good. I think
we answered some questions. We solved some people's crisis.
Yeah. Hopefully, if some of you out there listening are the ones that posted these things on the advice subreddit, then we answered your questions. We'll also be sending clips of these to those people, tagging them in it and all that stuff.
For sure.
We have a subreddit, Natural Habitat Podcast. So go there and do all the weird, hateful Reddit stuff.
After you like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube, be sure to sound off and let us know what problems are you facing, and if they're worthwhile, maybe we'll give you some advice.
Yeah, we could follow up with an advice part 2 at a later date. But until then, we love you, and we'll see you next week.
Careful out there.
Natural Habitat Recordings.